r/ask Reddit. What was a common in 1999 but is unusual in 2019? Printouts of MapQuest directions. I kinda miss this one because you needed a navigator. Some Lewis and Clark type shit in your Honda Civic. This caused some heavy unexpected nostalgia for me. Using a payphone to call somebody while you weren't at home. Using a payphone to call your landline answering machine to hear if anyone left you a message. That was fancy tech back then. Using a payphone to call your landline answering service to leave a message for your parents so you could say I tried to call to stay out late. Nobody answered. Smoking sections at restaurants. Can you imagine? Even on an outside patio. What would happen today if someone lit a cigarette in front of a bunch of people eating? Pitchforks and torches and they get upset when you ask them to move the torches downwind. Bringing liquids in your carry-on luggage without any hassle. Yeah, I brought 3 bottles of wine in my carry-on back from Hawaii flying home from my honeymoon in July 2001. In 1988 I flew Boston to Denver with a 10-inch chef's knife in my guitar case carry-on because I was a cook and between jobs. Rewinding your movies when you were done watching them. Having a machine that does nothing but rewind movies. Ours was shaped like a black or red. It was a long time ago. Sports car, and the headlights lit up when you put the VHS in and clicked it down. I thought that was the shit. Still do, actually. Walking around with a Discman. Anti-skip or bus baby. Walkman for the win. Better battery life. No worrying about skips. Smaller/more portable. Oh. Mixtapes. Win. In 1999. Folks would order an item from a catalog over the phone and wait 6-8 weeks for delivery. In 2019, folks aren't even willing to wait 6-8 days for delivery. I take it you've never ordered through AliExpress. I have packages from 3 months ago still in transit. I'm going to assume most kids don't have a TV schedule planned out from the time they get home from school until bedtime anymore. I knew what time what shows were on which channel for every day of the week. I'm assuming I'm not the only one who did that. I dumped a guy in high school who would always call during Friends. There was no phone near a TV and if you missed a show, you missed it until a rerun. My 7th grade algebra teacher would make it a point to never assign homework on the weeknights when new episodes of Gilmore Girls were planned to air. Knowing someone's phone number by heart. I know a few phone numbers by heart. They're important people to me and I memorize them in case of emergency. I can remember every phone number I had from the age of 5 to 25. But I've been married 5 years and still don't have my wife's cell number memorized. Phone trees. Thanks for not calling me when practice was cancelled, Debbie. On the flip side, sometimes you'd receive 15 phone calls telling you practice was cancelled. Instead you'll get one group message about practice being cancelled followed up by dozens of replies and irrelevant conversations in the group chat for the next 6 hours. Dialing collect and then saying hey mom calm from school to avoid the charges. I did this too when I wanted my parents to pick me up from wherever I was at. It went something like mom comma pick me up from the mall as fast as I could say it. Sometimes, I would make a second collect call to add more info like can I Hamatu. I was recently explaining this to my 20-something co-workers who had no idea what a collect call even was. Not getting to see movie trailers unless you actually went to a movie and got to see one beforehand. People did that with The Phantom Menace. Now you can just watch a trailer whenever you want. I used to go to Applecom trailers every couple months to see what was in the works. There was also a site I used to have bookmarked in Netscape that had a timeline of movies being worked on. It was very rudimentary, yet told me what I needed without all of the ads, filler content, and opinions that sites have now. Frosted tips. Fruit colored all-in-one computers. More like colored all-in-one fruit computers. People who thought the Blair Witch Project was a documentary. People being able to have any sort of immersion into movies like that before the internet ruined urban legends and a general sense of wonder. Being a Bill Cosby fan. Man, my dad has nearly all of Cosby's stuff on LP. He was super unhappy at the turn of events. I grew up listening to that shit on turntable. Pre 9/11 air travel. are the days when you could get to the airport 30 minutes before your international flight and still make it on time. Those were the days. Shit, as a child, my father and I got called up to the cockpit because it was my B-day. I even got to pretend fly the plane for a minute. The decline in public smoking in the US over 20 years has been remarkable and welcome. I remember being a kid in the 90s and going to McDonald's locations that had an enclosed smoking room, and Burger Kings with ashtrays. Going back an additional 20 years brings back even more memories of smoking in public and enclosed spaces. My family and I flew a lot in the 70s and 80s and Dad always made sure to get seats in smoking. Then in the mid-late 80s I was in the Navy and the entire submarine was a smoking area. Booking flights through a travel agent. I will never, ever give up my travel agent. She has saved me in so many situations where Expedia would have just said duck you. Returning movies. Everyone was happy to go there to get the duck-in thing. But now you've already seen it, and it wasn't that good anyway, and it's out of the way. What a drag that was. The phrases World Wide Web and Information Super Highway. I can clearly remember the variety of weird search engines before Google. Not having a cell phone as a teen or adult. I'm just old enough to remember when a kid teen with a cell phone was uncool because it meant they had overprotective parents. General distrust towards doing things and meeting people online. I mean, some people still tell horror stories, but I'd guess a majority of relationships are started online in 2019. Back in 1999, meeting someone online was weird, and ordering something on the internet was unsafe. Landline phone. I still have one and I'm about to sell my house. A young woman I work with asked me if the new owners would have to keep having a landline. XD. Green falling lines of code. Partying like it's 1999. For Europeans, knowing the currency exchange rate of your national currency to euro by heart. Cameras with film. Some idiots out there still go by antique stores to find old film cameras. Some idiots even have pretty big collections of cameras, lenses and all kinds of accessories. It's me, I'm idiots. Y2K hysteria. Speaking firsthand, Y2K was a million IT professionals rolling up their sleeves and auditing, testing, updating every computing device their companies owned, while the media spent the ramp up promoting the most outrageous theories and when nothing major happened because businesses actually took their mission critical infrastructure seriously, chided everyone who made a big deal of it, which was primarily themselves. It was the first major sign to me that the media wouldn't help educate people on a major complex crisis if there was an easier, more outrageous story to tell. I wish that revelation wasn't relevant today, but here we are. Finding a newspaper to read while on the toilet. Now your choices are phone or shampoo bottle. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.